So you want to build a destroy deck and you want to try some new interesting cards. I got you. Let's go. What's up guys, MtgJedi here, another Marvel Snap video for you. If you're new to the channel, would love to have you subscribe for more video content. And today we're talking destroy cards in Marvel Snap, and some of them are pretty obvious. Like, we can come in here in our filters, hit the destroy button, and see some of the most commonly played cards, right? In pools 1 and 2, we have Bucky Barnes and Carnage. Sometimes we play Killmonger as another way to kill Nova. Most of those decks are playing Deathlock as well. I think Angel's a terrible card and you should never play him. But you know, these are the typical cards that you're going to be seeing. Once you get into pool 3, you have some awesome cards like Venom. Okay, these are very commonly known cards that are going to synergize really well in a number of strategies. Venom's a card that, to me, has been just increasing in power level the more that I get to play with him, and not just in this one archetype as well. You also have the busted wave death card that you can combine with wave or just play in the deck in general. But death is going to be an amazing card as well. None of these cards are the cards that I want to talk about today, okay? There are some other cards that I do not have, but some of them are going to be really amazing, okay? We want unowned. Actually, let's hit destroy with unowned. A great card that I don't have that obviously fits well in this archetype is Deadpool. I played a game yesterday where my opponent destroyed their Deadpool every turn of the game. They played him on turn 1 and played him and destroyed him every turn. At least that's how it felt to me. Whether they did that or not, he was enormous at the end of the game. So Deadpool is a very great card, and the great thing about it is, if your opponent kills him, it's helpful, not hurting. Unless that's on the last turn of the game, in which case, then you're left in the dust. Okay, let's see. Another card that people try to put in this type of deck would be the Destroyer. I think that's a completely separate deck. But you can pair Destroyer with your other cards in order to get some things blown up. But I think that the Destroyer deck is just a different deck, and you shouldn't really consider it in this archetype, okay? So, we have got all of the... Oh, no. There's one more. There's one more obvious card, and that's going to be my dude, Hood. Hood is -2 power, and he gives you the 6 power demon for 1 energy, okay? Obviously an incredible card. Marvel Snap, if you're watching this, when you get a variant, the card that it makes should also be a variant. That is so, I don't understand. You should definitely get that as an option. But anyway, so those are the obvious cards for the Destroy deck, okay? But there are a bunch of other cards that I have found a lot of success with in a variety of different Destroy decks, okay? So, let's start with... Okay, wait, let me mark that off. Let's start with my new favorite card, and that is going to be Mysterio, okay? Mysterio has been incredible, absolutely incredible in so many decks. So many decks. They nerfed him, he's still good. I never got to play with him as a 5 power card, but man, that seems ridiculous. For the fact that he takes up multiple locations, I get that that's an annoyance, but you can utilize these Mysterio tokens to your benefit. They can be additional things to be destroyed, they can be buffed up with Nova. There's just so much utility to the Mysterio, okay? So he has been really, really good. in that deck for me, okay? Another card that I want to put in this deck is Storm, okay? Storm is great in decks that can put a good amount of power in locations early in the game, and the Destroy deck, the aggressive Destroy deck, has the ability to put, I think, the most power in the early game on the board, and so it fits really well with Storm. You can put a lot of different cards into the location with Storm that's going to win the location for you. All right. So I have been really enjoying Storm. Speaking of locking down locations early in the game, well, this is more of a mid-game thing, but Professor X has been great in this archetype. You can put Professor X on a location with, you know, 1 or 2 of your cards. Especially he's great with your demon token, because then it can't be destroyed, right? So I really love Professor X in this type of a deck, because you have the advantage on many locations, and then you just lock it down. So Professor X is a great finisher here at 5 energy. And then the last, let's see. The next card is going to be a card that I don't own yet from Pool 3, and that's going to be Taskmaster. This deck, this archetype, has a great ability to put a large, powerful creature or a large, powerful card on the board. And so you can Taskmaster either on turn 5 or turn 6 very easily. You can set this up to be an immensely powerful card, especially if you are able to get Deadpool pretty large. On the last turn, you can go Deadpool Taskmaster and put, you know, easily 210 power, sometimes bigger than that, cards onto the board. So Taskmaster, another great card for this deck, for these types of strategies. And the last 2 cards that I want to mention are both 6-drops, okay? They're both 6-drops. One of the things I think is interesting in this type of a deck is that you can play a number of different 6-drops and it will drastically change your game for you, okay? If you are just in Pool 2, like America Chavez, great in this deck. You're always going to draw her on turn 6, big powerful card. Really, any 6-drop you could play in here and it would be interesting, okay? But the ones that I've really been loving is Magneto, okay? Magneto has been really good in this deck because he allows you to burst your big, powerful cards on the board early in the game and then give you a big, strong finisher that's going to have some control over your opponent, that's going to move some cards around on the board and let you win locations that your opponent already knows how much power you have there. Okay, so Magneto's been great in this deck for me. I don't think that Hela is great, but you could maybe try to fit her in. Any of these 6-drops you could justify being in here. I played a version one time with Sunspot and Infinite, but the other 6-drop that's really made a big impact for me is going to be Leader, okay? You want to play Leader in decks where you have the advantage early in the game. And then on the last turn where they're trying to catch up at a bunch of locations, you play Leader and copy all those cards, okay? Another reason Leader is good in this deck is because you don't fill locations. Leader is not good in decks where you're filling locations. And so you want to play him in decks like this where you have open spots so that he can fill whatever, based on whatever your opponent is playing, okay? So that's all of the important cards that I want to mention today on my list. Let me know what cards you like playing in your Destroy archetypes. I'm sure that I'll have some more videos on some sweet Destroy decks, because that's one of my favorite things to do in the game. So let me know who you like. What decks do you like with this strategy? What cards did I miss? Let me know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed it, make sure you hit the like button. And I'll see you in the next video.